Okay, Gone Crazy in Alabama, sad irons. Pa and Cecil had been gone for hours. All we could do was wait to hear more news about Vonetta. How she looked. Was she in a cast and bandages? Was she conscious? When could she come home? When I couldn't wait any longer, I did the one thing I was determined not to do, the one thing I dreaded since I knew we were headed south. I took the sheets off the clothesline and brought them inside for ironing. Ma Charles's irons didn't work, didn't have electric cords. They were her mother's irons. One was a wedding present to Ma Charles when she married Henry Charles, and the other she inherited when my great-great-grandmother Livonia passed away. I sat each iron on the stove and turned on the flames, and instead of the canned spray starch that Ma preferred when she did iron, I made the starch in a bowl, the way Big Ma had taught me when we first drove down south. Water, argo, and a bit of crushed lavender. I took the older iron and flicked a few drops on the surface. The drops hissed. The drop hissed metal and lavender and evaporated almost instantly. The iron was ready. I dipped my fingers into the bowl, swirled them around, and flung the drops of starchy water onto the sheets laid out on the ironing board. There was nothing left to do but press hard. I wasn't surprised to learn my great aunt, like her sister, preferred her cotton sheets lightly starched and didn't trust the feel of permanent press fabric. Why should she be any different than her sister? Both irons were small, but they were heavy and had their own way of being moved across the cotton fabric. I learned to handle both and pressed until sweat coated my forehead, neck, and arms. I pressed and I prayed. It was only right that pressing went with prayer. It's only right that pressing went with prayer. It's fine. That and being sorry. Every wrinkle was a patch of sorry to be smoothed and flattened. I gripped the old wooden handle and pressed until the heat waned. The heat waned. Then I switched irons. If ironing stiff white clothes in the heat didn't kill anyone who'd held the handles and pressed up and prayed, then I could not do what they've done. I could iron until the cotton sheet was smooth. Everyone had shown me what Big Ma called a mercy when I didn't deserve one. In my heart, I knew I wouldn't have been so kind to Vonetta if her meanness had caused Fern to run off. I knew I would made her feel worthless every minute that Fern was missing. Thought I smelled some oppression burning. Jimmy Trotter snuck up to me. His oppression began with a long vowel, O, oppression. White sheets? Excuse me. I could feel the smirk. There he was, grinning at me. Even that felt good because that was the Jimmy Trotter I know. Yeah, I said. Don't let me stop you from oppressing. Very funny. He bladed his fingers across my forehead and flicked the sweat away. He wanted me to know how much I was sweating, as if I didn't know already. I stood there for a while. I guess to needle me some more. Then he said, You're hard on Vonetta. I see the iron on an unlit pilot, too cool. I know, I said. I had a brother, a twin. I know. I'd give anything. He couldn't finish, and I whispered, I know.